Hi, welcome to Watch Your DM. I'm Gabriel. I have a little bit of a nose thing going on right now, so please ignore my nasally tone. Otherwise, today I'm going to be diving into the Tome of World Building by Matt Finch of Mythmere Games. This is the 14th video, I think, in the series. Maybe more. Actually, I stopped counting. But we are on chapter 14, importantly. So in this video, we're going to be tackling the Monstrous Leaders section of the book, and we're just going to roll on some tables. We're going to generate some Monstrous Leaders, and we'll probably do a little bit of reading. This deep dive is intended to kind of give you like a really intensive look into this book, and how you might find it useful or not useful, different sections of it, and what you think you can pull out to leverage at your table, or more importantly, probably in your prep. As this book is really about designing a world and kind of prepping for play. And I don't know that I would recommend it very much for like at the table play and reference. Although, counterpoint, these lists of words running down the sides are pretty cool for kind of spontaneous spark table stuff. So having it handy is actually, I do recommend. Okay, so let's talk about Monstrous Leaders. I think we're just going to go ahead and read this and dive right in. So if you need a Monstrous Leader, but the type isn't specified, you can use the following table. The monster types correspond to monster creation tables in the Tome of Adventure Design, beginning on page 88. So we could take this then and go turn over to the Tome of Adventure Design, and we may well. A monstrous leader is usually something more than an ordinary monster, and this table gives you ideas for the sorts of powers that can lead to a monster achieving political power. Obviously, there are many more powers that monsters could have, but these are the sets of abilities that translate directly into political power. So let's roll our D100. Starting off strong with some dice. 6, we've got a beast. Oh, what am I doing? Get back over here. Very good. Every time I come back to a PC, I forget that the command button does something else. Okay, so we have a beast. Default benefits provided by a monstrous leader. So these are the benefits that it provides. Roll a d10. 2, intense intelligence and creativity, probably with a long-term cost to health or sanity. Interesting. And yeah, I'm actually just going to copy these headers out so I know what the thing is here. And then origin of the default benefit, like where does that benefit come from? So we'll go ahead and roll a d4. 4, the monstrous leader's powers have a source worthy of a supervillain's origin story in a comic book. They were at the right or wrong place at the right time when something very extraordinary took place, such as a magical rift in space, an astrological conjunction, or whatever the keyword comic book makes you think of. Classic. Oh. Let's do. And we rolled a 4. Let's copy this straight out of the book. We can have it for later. All right. And then we go into the beasts section. So a beast is a monster that lives in a fantasy world's natural ecosystem. Giant ants and griffins are both examples of this sort of monster. A beast leader will, of course, be more intelligent than a giant ant or a griffin. These monstrous leaders are more likely to be along the lines of a sphinx or a lamassu, creatures with human heads, since that usually signifies intelligence in folklore. Okay, let's roll a d6 here, see what it says. 3, we got King of Beasts concept. Yeah, that's actually what I was hoping for anyway. So possibilities for beast type monstrous leaders. We'll go here. We'll go bang, bang. And we say 3. Ugh. Bless you. King of Beasts concept. A creature is a leader of its type, empowered by the powers of the natural world or the Fey realm. See below. So, yeah. So Avatar is one section. King of Beasts. A King of Beasts is an animal of a folkloric creature that has a semi-divine power over certain animal types. It's a bit like a localized King of the Cats type of being. This power has allowed it to create a country or establish a territory, and although it is mostly linked to a particular animal, it is also followed by all or most of the thinking creatures in the area as well, including humans. This particular concept is more closely linked to the Fae than the other beast types of monstrous rulers. Okay. And then I guess we get some animal types here. Let's I actually know exactly what I want. Let's see if we can roll it. Why 5 columns? Why not 6 or 4? Well, we're gonna roll on this column, and we're hoping for a 5. So let's see if we get it. We did not, so we're gonna ignore the results. Although Duck, the King of the Ducks, is pretty great. But no, I want this to be the King of the Crows. Although I'm wondering if this is intended to be... Okay, yeah. Magically powerful. Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, that's fine. Animal type. And yeah, here's a lesson for you. If you have something already brewing in your mind, go with it. 5, Crow. So we have our King of the Crows. And then, of course, there are more types here. So why don't we go ahead and roll up one more type. One more beast or monstrous leader here. Can I get back to the... Oh, we're all the way back in chapter 12. I've done it wrong. Here we go. All right, let's roll another one. D100. No, that is also a beast. 33. 33 is a Fae. Okay. So I'm gonna put this guy under a title. King of the Crows. Or the Crow King, the Corvid King. I have often wanted to write an adventure called In the Court of the Corvid King, or In the Court of the Crow King. So, yeah, I don't think this is anything new. I don't think there's anything here that like is blowing my mind. Maybe I just found what I was already looking for on the table. That's fine. And then this one, we rolled Fae. I'm just gonna, I guess that's 33. So let's go find the Fae in the table here. Fae, here we go. Fae leaders depend a lot on your view of the Fae. The only real constants are that they probably lack human empathy to a large degree, that they are given to extremes of emotion, and that they have a strong magical link to nature, animals, and the wilderness. A Fae leader will be highly magical. Some details about a Fae Empire can be generated from table 428, Nature of Fae Empire. I see. So if we go back to table, like chapter 4, that's fine. The easiest set of names for Fae leaders is to use the Bretonnian naming group in the Nomicon, since most of the standard Fae folklore comes from the British Isles. Another group of Fae creatures is those from Russian folklore, so the Ruslavic naming groups are also a possibility. Longer troubadouric names work as well. So, history of the Fae leader. Let's give a little history here. We got a 4. Go history. And we got a 4. The leader has been in power a long time, but their reign is destined to end relatively soon under the pattern of the magical circumstances that dictate Fae leadership. No one knows what or who will take power next, just that the reign is coming to an end. Okay. And I guess that's all they provide. Which, I guess, like one way to kind of skin this cat is make this not a header here. Oh, turn into regular old text. And then we'll go. So this actually sounds something like maybe the Ice Prince from Dolmenwood before he was defeated by Sir Chide and returned to the, spoilers from Dolmenwood, I guess, and returned to the Feywild, or I guess to Phrygia. He is of Phrygia. So yeah, so I guess, you know, the depth on these seems to vary quite a bit. Mist creatures don't even really get tables. I guess we could dive in a little bit deeper with this by going to these other tables. So we could go to 428. Let's go see what the hookup is here. So for Fey, Nature of the Fey Empire. It's a D6 table with 3 entries. So, Nature of the Fey Empire. And we rolled a 1. Oop. The core of the country of the Fey Empire is in a Fey realm. And it is predominantly a summer court type of Fey realm. External provinces in the real world are governed by Fey nobles appointed by the Emperor or Empress. These provinces may be entirely populated by Fey creatures, plus elves, gnomes, and other Fey adjacent species, or they may be populated by ordinary humans. Ordinary humans. What's the ordinary? All right. Well, looks like it's going to be a pretty short one today, but, you know, bless it. That's fine. Glad I was able to knock this one out pretty quick. But yeah, chapter 14, you might be able to find some interesting stuff in here if you're reaching for inspiration. I think, you know, you might even generate just a couple of dozen of these just to have them on hand for like, oh, I need a monster leader and kind of slap it together and build some stuff around it. That might be a fun thing to do. I know I'm going to be using the King of the Crows here. And I guess the Ice Prince doesn't make any sense here, given that this is a summer court. So we're going to call him the Swimming Prince. So he swims in the waters during warm summers, and he loves warm waters. Yeah, that's our little leader here. Well, yeah, thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, I hope you'll hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe. And if you want to be notified when new videos come out, you can hit the bell icon. Also, over on my Patreon, you can sign up for early access, where I drop these videos a week early. And of course, I also post my daily drawing and writing journey as we're figuring stuff out. And of course, you'll get early access to any of the stuff that Watcher DM publishes. And that includes, I think right now we're just about to release the Triptych Game Jam entry. We do game jams relatively frequently, so you'll usually get some small form content there. And then we also do some larger publishing for different game rule sets. We also have made our own rule set. Looking forward to Blood Prairie. So yeah, lots of exciting things coming down the pipe, and I hope to see you around. Thanks.